Beautiful Wednesday today. Can't wait to see you all. You'll be joining me in just a few seconds. A lot of stuff to talk about today. There we go. Just need to repost this, and we are good to go. There we go. There's the links. Brian, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well today. Let's get this party started. Helicopter Gal, Infinitely. Daniel, good morning. Good morning. Everybody, good morning. I hope everybody's doing great today. Terrence, how are you? Let me go ahead and share my screen so that you guys could see what I'm talking about here. All right. Kirk, Robert, hello, 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 everybody, and welcome, welcome. Hump Day's here. Cam, good morning. Folks, just FYI, I will be going live today at 10 a.m. I'll be talking about some hot seasonality stocks. Here is the link for you. Henry, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. We got about 70 people here. We'll be starting in probably about 30 seconds. Moondog is in the house. Hope you're feeling well. Alexander, good morning. Afternoon there. Oy, oy, oy. Ricky, good morning. Ricky, good morning to you. Wiko, JB, hope everybody's doing well. Just waiting another minute or so till the clock turns 100 viewers, and then I will start as usual. Richard, good morning. War Dog is in the house. Kirk is in the house. Wayne is in the house. Got a lot of people here. Can you guys hear me okay? Or is it Wayne says he has no volume. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay? That I'm coming through. Let me know if the volume is good. Carrie, hello there. Good, PD. Yeah, it's Wayne, it's on your end. It's on your end. I'm sure other folks would let us know. All right, we have 108 people here. Let's get started. So let's see. How should we start this? Let's go through. Let's do this. First of all, just a few really quick things that I wanted to bring up to you guys. And I mentioned this on Telegram channel, but I wanted to bring it up to your attention today. So yesterday I was very vocal, and I thought that the Nasdaq was going to rally because it was going through all the moving averages, and it started showing some signs of strength. And we have earnings on FANG stocks, and 75 or 80% of the time, FANG stocks do well. But that really wasn't the question. The question wasn't, we'll be in the hospital for testing Thursday and Friday. Moondog, I hope you're well. My prayers are with you. So yesterday I got out of financials. We had a lot of financials yesterday. We had Bank of America, we had JP Morgan, we might have had Wells Fargo. We had a lot of financials. And I got out of the financials really early yesterday, and a few folks, not a lot, but a few folks were wondering why I didn't stay with financials. And I explained yesterday very, very, hey, Adam, good morning. And I explained yesterday, and I tried to explain on Telegram, that one of the things that happens when you see an influx, a big influx coming back into a sector, you see it being done at the expense of other sectors. Money goes to where it's treated best. So if you have a stock like GE, and if I'm a hedge fund, and remember what my job as a hedge fund is, it's to outperform the market, right? It's not to make a lot of money. Hedge funds don't care about whether they make $1 or they make a gazillion. They care about outperforming the market. They're graded based on how well they outperform the market. So what happens is they start looking, where's the next best case scenario? They start looking at, hey, they have, investors and traders, they don't have any loyalty to stocks, right? There's no loyalty in money, okay? So what they start doing is they start taking money out of stocks that they've been in and making money in, and they start putting it into stocks that they think will start making money. Right now, well, in the last 2 days, and I'll go through the charts, but if you look at the NASDAQ, here, I'll actually show you. There's no reason to, this is a dirty chart, but this is the NASDAQ 100. This is the daily. This is the 6-month. Notice how it's moving up. This is the 100-day moving average. And notice how it broke down and now it's trading cleanly above the 100-day moving average. That's a sign of strength. So when you see something like that, and volume was really high here on the down node, and then it's this is already the third day higher. So when you see and remember, we have earnings on Google and Tesla coming up. Gaston, I'll be talking about that as well, which I mentioned that yesterday, very much expected. Do you remember I told you I said it's going to go up to the key level, to that resistance, and then start coming right back down? And I said I'm expecting pretty good numbers, about 10% higher after earnings, more likely than not, which is what we got. So NASDAQ is up a little. NASDAQ is up a little higher. So what happens is money starts shifting out of sectors that have been doing well and into sectors that should be doing well. And that's why this morning, when you look at the sector, how much are blue chips up today? How much are blue chips up today? They're not. How much is tech up today? Do you see why I got out of blue chip stocks yesterday? For anybody who doesn't understand, do you understand now why I got out of blue chip stocks yesterday? And why we got into a bunch of non-blue chip? I mean, when I say blue chips, I mean non-tech. I want to make sure you guys understand why I did what I did. All right. Because if you look at sectors and you look at stocks, especially the last couple of weeks, have you noticed you'll see one day tech rallying hard, or 2 days, and then you'll see blue chips rallying hard and tech coming down? There's been a divergence. Right? Between technology and blue chips. We haven't had a clear market. You notice what I've been posting in my Telegram channel? It's hard for me to trade when you have the Dow up 300 points and the NASDAQ is down 300 points. It's hard for me to trade when the NASDAQ is down 300 points and the Dow's up 300 points, because one can pull the other up or the other one can pull the other. We've talked about this several times. We've talked about that several times. So, and we're not having a very steady market. We're having a market where you're seeing inflow, outflow. So this is why I got out of blue chips yesterday. Do you see this? This is why I got into technology yesterday. So just wanted to show you and explain to you, I'm not just getting out of things because I'm getting out of things. When I see the technology moving above the 100-day moving average, I know that a hell of a lot of funds are going to start accumulating, and we want to get in on it, okay? Others now, next Tuesday, April, and others now. What is this? What did she say? Sorry, I'm just trying to see what you wrote here. Next Tuesday was on your list for tomorrow. Let's see right here. Hold on. Where do you get this information from, Penny? It's April 30th. Right here. My list. Let's see where my list is. Yeah, you're right. It's been changed. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Thank you for letting me know. Carlos, it works both ways, but I'm talking about when markets are coming up and markets are becoming bullish again. Tech money tends to go to very, very speculative sectors. Have you guys ever noticed me saying, "Oh, money's moving back into speculative stocks. That's very good for the broad market"? Tech tends to lead. It's speculative. Why do you think the Russell Carlos, think about it. The Russell 2000 peaked out a year, 11 months before the S&P 500 did. Speculative stocks go up first and they go down first. Okay. So just FYI, it's just how it is. It's just always been that way. Think about it. Your grandmother, okay, let me give you an example. Your grandmother gave you IBM stock, not IBM, that's a bad example, gave you Caterpillar stock because she's been holding it for 40 years. And she bought it for $5 a share. Now it's worth $100 a share. Are you going to liquidate that stock if the market goes bad? No, you're probably just going to hold on to it. But did grandma give you Tesla and Google at $5 a share? She didn't, right? It wasn't around back then. So you're more likely than not buy and sell that stock. All right. Yeah, I'll talk about Tesla in a second, guys. I'll talk about Tesla in a second. So, and I also said that if Tesla rallies tomorrow, it'll be a major catalyst for the market. All right, so let's look at Tesla real quick. I know you guys all want to look at Tesla. Let's go through Tesla. And I hope you were here yesterday because a lot of people hear what they want to hear. What did I say about Tesla yesterday? Did I say Tesla was going to fall down after earnings? No. I said Tesla is more likely than not going to rally because he's going to come up with some crazy nonsense and it's going to rally the market. I said and if you don't believe what I said, please rewind this video to yesterday and watch what I said. I said Tesla's more likely than not going to come up to this level, test this level, and start coming back down. Tell me I didn't say that yesterday. Said it'll probably come right up here, start testing this level, and come right back down. All right. I challenge anyone to say I didn't say that yesterday. I know. It's exactly what I said. I said, but that's not what I just said. I said yesterday, I showed this level. I said the odds are it's going to come up right to this level. It's going to test, and then it's going to come. Words, my exact words. I think earnings are going to be better than expected. I think it's going to go up about 10%. I think the stock is going to come up to this level and then coming right down. I did. That's exactly what I said yesterday. I did. I really did. I said exactly that. Clearly, very clearly, very, very clearly. I didn't stutter. I said it very clearly. And I think exactly that. I think Tesla's going to hover around here. If there's not going to be any news, well, there really isn't any news. We're going to come up with a cheaper price product next year. Folks, every time Tesla releases something, there's at least an 8-month delay. Exactly, Julian, exactly. So I did say that, and I meant it. Okay, so I believe that Tesla is going to come around here, and then it's going to make up a beautiful gap to green trade for me, where we gap to green here and take the stock all the way down to here. And yes, I said it again, and that's exactly what I said. I said Tesla's going to go up about 10%. It's up about 12. How did I get 10%? I got it from right here. I got it from right here, our little handy dandy sheet. I said I thought it was going to come up right to here. See, it's up about 12%. 10% would put it right here, right at this level, right here. So it's a little bit above, but it doesn't look great. And I think it's actually going to come right back down. Didn't know you actually talked about Tesla. I did, James. I did, Angie. I talked about Tesla, and I specifically said exactly this yesterday. Low price cars. Yeah. Sure, we're going to lower price cars next year. Yeah, sure. That's the ticket. Yeah, when I see it, I'll believe it. I'll let you know, Duzzy. It'll be in my PID or it'll be in my gap to green trade. I promise you that. I won't miss it. When I see a good setup and a gap to green, I'll take it. Okay. And Angie, by the way, I hope you asked me yesterday twice, so you weren't 100% clear. So do you see why I got out of tech blue chips yesterday and why I got out of yeah, my exact words. Yeah. And remember, you asked me yesterday, you wanted clarity on the blue chips versus tech. And I said to you, this is why I got out of blue chips, because I think the tech is going to start overpowering it. You were the one that asked me this question. I remember exactly, Angie. And look, 120 versus 4. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, just FYI, this is why I got out of not all the blue chips yesterday. All right, let's continue. Gold. I talked to T-Buzz yesterday. I had dinner with him last night, and he's still pretty bullish on gold. And I'll be honest with you, I am also pretty bullish on gold. These trends tend to last a long time. And this right here, this bar here, looks like a nasty reversal bar from the downside, a rejection bar. Yeah, Ralph, he definitely verified it. So here's what I want to see. I don't want to see gold go below this level right here. I'll start getting nervous on gold if I see it going below this level, because if we see it going below this level, it's going to be going below this moving average, and that'll start liquidation. So what I believe will happen is this will consolidate around here and possibly start coming back up. So I don't think we're done with gold. All right. Crude oil. Real quickly, let's look at crude oil. Crude oil started coming back up yesterday. If you visit my VIP room today at lunch, I'm going to talk about crude oil, and I'm going to give you 3 of my favorite energy stocks that that are moving up. I'll have my VIP room at noon today, and here is the link. That's happening at noon, and my seasonality class, and I'll be talking about options on. I'm going to be giving you guys red meat on this trade based on what the market's doing today. Different stocks. So one is at 10 a.m., one is at noon. So that's energy prices. I'm expecting energy prices to start coming up. I don't know about heating oil, but I think crude oil is going to start coming up for another round. I like how it bottomed out here, and I like the volume, and I believe we're going to start coming back up again. Okay? All right, let's continue now. Fed data. You've got durable goods orders today, and you've got petroleum status report. The market could be impacted by the petroleum status report, so be careful. Be careful. At 10:30, we may get a little bit of a move. Alexander says, T-Buzz is bullish on gold. It should happen by 2604. Yeah, it should happen next couple of days. That's why I want to see gold rally over the next couple of days. I really do. I'd like to see not break this low. This looks like a rejection bar to the downside and a reversal bar. So I'd like to see it trade higher than what we're seeing right now. We'll know more. If it starts breaking below this level, I'll start getting nervous. But as long as it stays above this level, I'll still be okay. And it's kind of a shame because I wanted to buy a couple of gold ETFs for Bargain Hunter. I still may do that. As far as our data is concerned, let's talk about global data, and then I'll get into some stocks. Oh, hey, my highlights are still here. Why sometimes they disappear, sometimes they don't? Weird. All right, Tesla surged on new EV promises, and investors looked ahead. Again, he wasn't very clear, and every time he says something, I gotta question his veracity. Okay, I think he honestly just said this so he can get a little bump. In order to come up with the new lower priced cars, you have to start showing people and making plans, and they have to be car magazines have to start showing you pictures of those cars. I haven't seen anything. So I'm not holding my breath, and I believe that Tesla in the next year, unless something drastically happens, will be removed from the S&P 500 if he continues down this road. So it surged 10% pre-market trading. See, it was up 10%. Now it's up 12. It was up 12%, 10, which is exactly what the implied volatility promised. Look right here, 9.7%. So pretty much in line with estimates. The automaker said it would speed up the launch of new vehicles. That's BS. He's been always delayed launches of new vehicles, including more affordable models. Really? Where are those models? When are they coming out? What are they called? And when are they coming out? The new vehicles will utilize aspect of the next generation platform and would be able to produce on the same. Basically, this is just total bullshit. Excuse my French. I mean, to me, this is like, hey, folks, I've come out with some really bad trades, but in the next 6 months, I'll come out with good ones. And they'll be based on a different system that I haven't invented yet. That's what this sounds like to me. All right. And again, his flagship car has not been upgraded. The aesthetics of it have not been upgraded in 12 years. All right. Yes, because they're not doing that well. And the Bank of America on that upgraded them. Now you see that doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. And I'm going to tell you something. One thing about Wall Street, when it comes to money, when it comes to writing stuff like this, it's one thing. But when it comes to actual money being on the line, and folks who are managing money could see past this a mile away. So I think institutions are going to hammer the stock like there's no tomorrow. The Dow rose to a 1.5 week high. Finally, we got some upside. Pepsi didn't do well, fell nearly 3%. Big loser on the Nasdaq. I didn't even know Pepsi was on the Nasdaq. I thought it was on the S&P 500. PMI unexpectedly fell to a 4-month low. Not a huge report, not a big deal. New home sales rose pretty well. This is, again, based on the expectations that interest rates are going to go down this year. There are Fed speakers now talking about raising rates this year. Right, exactly. They'll run on water and come to the table. Right, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Still a 15% chance. The market is not being moved right now by interest rates at all. It's being moved by earnings. Earnings front, Meta. Look at this. I highlighted this for you. We got Meta. We got IBM. We got AT&T. We got Boeing. We got Chipotle. We got General Dynamics. We got Hilton. We got Ford. All right. They're all releasing their numbers. We got to be exactly right. Buy one, get one free. We're going to have, and remember, we've got GDP tomorrow morning. So we're going to have a lot of volatility. Am I still bullish on the market? Yes, I am. Why? Because statistically, 75% of the time, these earnings that are coming up, they beat expectations. Why would I gamble against them? I'm not going to do that. Okay. And look, even Tesla came out with really bad numbers, and they were able to spin it. So I'm not gonna go against it. Not gonna go against it. Again, a lot of earnings, a lot of numbers. We got crude oil inventories today. Europe is up a little bit, again, digesting latest batch of corporate earnings. They're looking at U.S. mining technology stocks gain ground. Luxury banks and luxury stocks underperform. Banks. See, banks, they're out of banks. They're moving into technology stocks. Speculative stocks. China closed higher, giving us tailwind. This is really good. I'll talk about Meta in a minute, Gasson. And I talked about it yesterday at 10 a.m. I don't know if you were in that class, but I talked about it extensively yesterday. I'll talk about it some more. Tracking peers, higher sentiment was boosted by solid earnings. Semiconductors and software stocks outperformed. Tech. This is good. Japan closed sharply higher, rising past the 38,000 mark. Tech-related stocks following a positive session on Wall Street. What are folks buying right now? Tech. Tech is breaking the 100-day moving average. The S&P broke above the 100-day moving average. We'll talk about that more. So what are we dealing with today? Texas Instrument already climbed 6%. This is really good for chip stocks. Visa gained ground. This is really good for credit stocks. Not banks, but credit stocks like MasterCard, Visa, American Express. Also for companies like Schwab, too, because they're not really a bank. They're more of a brokerage, but they make money on credit. Seagate, this is really good for software stocks today. We have a software stock in the pit. We have just one stock. GM2. So here's all the stocks that are reporting. So Meta, and I'll talk about Meta at 10 a.m., but let me show you what I think about Meta real quick here. I'll give you trades at 10 a.m. if you show up today. So I told folks yesterday in the class that my suggestion is to buy either a strangle or to buy a debit call spread. I'll give you those instructions again today. Option prices on Meta, yeah, they are huge. That's why I suggest a debit spread. I think the fact that we're higher here is very positive. If we start going past this level, we're going to come up to the upper end of this channel around the 530. Typically, Meta outperforms Wall Street. I'm looking for a lot of volatility, and I'll give you that spread again today. It's happening at 10 a.m., but you're going to have to come. You're going to have to take one for the team. If you're going to be at that class today, say yes in the chat. Let me know. But I'm still fairly bullish to neutral on Tesla. I think we're going to have a lot of volatility. So far, I'm seeing bullish upside momentum. And what I said yesterday was a straddle or a debit spread to the long side. Why? Because earnings on Meta tend to be better than expected 8 out of 10 times. We do everything based on numbers, not on what we think. All right? All right. Tom is going to be there. Adam will be there. Kirk will be there. Good. It's happening at 10 a.m. and I'll post the link. And by the way, don't forget, we have customer service live from 10 to 1. Cam is in charge of that. If you have any questions, log in through your members area. Good. Ricky, Thomas, Sergey, Zen Master, Henry will be there. Angie will be there. Good. Excellent. All right. So that's what I think about Tesla. I already told you about Meta. Let's talk levels. This is where things get really important. So I don't want to erase this because we have all this stuff on here, but you could see we're clearly breaking above the 100-day moving average. Let's go to our intraday data. We've been looking at this every single day. Good. Everybody will be there. Beautiful. The whole mishpucha will be there. This is good. All right. So we are now clearly in this level. We bypassed this level. We are now in this level. The key level on the NASDAQ that you folks want to watch right now on the NASDAQ is right around 433. Even if we don't pass 433, but we close near 433, it'll be a very strong sign that the market is trying to make its way to all-time high. If we do not go to 434, I think we're going to start stalling out. The good thing is, and I told you this 3 weeks ago, I told you this 2 weeks ago, and I told you this yesterday, stocks tend to rally into FANG earnings, especially tech stocks. Excuse me. Wow. Cam is going to talk about trend following momentum strategy on Friday. Very cool. Very cool. So that's the level you want to look at the NASDAQ, 433.50. And on the bottom, 425. I don't think we're going to break this level. I think the market momentum is going to be strong today. At least that's what I'm thinking, because I don't think funds are going to want to sell ahead of Meta earnings, Google earnings, Amazon earnings, if that's next week or before. And I don't think funds are going to want to sell before this big report, the GDP report right here. All right. Don't think that's going to happen. So the levels you want to look at are 425.50, give or take, and 433.50, or give or take. Basically, these levels. This is the box we're in right now. Just extend this here for you. All right. Just go a little higher. There we go. SPY. Let's talk SPY. Look at that. We got 310 people here. That's good. SPY. SPY is back in our box right here. This is really good. The levels on the SPY you want to watch are the 508 level. Remember, I told you it's going to be really big if we can break above the 500 and the 505, and we did, and we closed above those levels, and we're now at 506.83. So the next level is 508-ish, 508, 509. Let's just put it right here to make it even. Again, please don't quote me on the exact decimal. I'm trying to just kind of round it out. Yes, I do, Wave. Yes, I do, Wave Rider, and I've been very vocal on it for a year now. I think they have no choice. I think they have to at this point. And I think one of the biggest expectations Buffett has is that they're going to raise rates, and if they don't, he's going to start liquidating his position. I think Buffett moved into Japanese stocks aggressively last year for that sole reason. And Wave Rider, I don't know if I'm not. Your name doesn't sound familiar, so you must be fairly new here. I talk about that all the time. I do bring that up all the time. I think Buffett has a lot to do with it, because he wants to support their economy, but he doesn't want to borrow money on the when interest rates start going up. Yeah. We'll see. So again, 509-ish and 505-ish. If we break 505, we're going to go back to the 500 level, and that's not going to be pretty, although I don't think that's going to happen unless the news is like really, really bad. But so far, I like what I'm seeing with the data. And again, don't start looking at things and projecting what will happen right now. Go with what's been happening the last 20, 30 times, okay? Let's look at the Dow Jones. Flat today. Look at that. The Dow has a lot of financial stocks in it, doesn't it? Hasn't been able to pass this level. Look. Again, hasn't been able to pass this level. 38,500 level. We need to see it pass this level. It backed off this level right here. It went up. We need to see it go into the 38,600 level. We really do, or the high 35,900s. Because not today, maybe even not tomorrow, but it needs to do that, or it's going to start pulling down on the technology rally. I don't mind the Dow being behind tech. That makes perfect sense right now, because that's where the money's moving into right now, which is why I got out of financials yesterday. But still, be careful, because if you see the Dow flat, that's fine. But if you see the Dow down 100 points, 200, not 100, 300 points, that's going to start pushing technology down, and that's going to cause me not to know what I'm doing. Because when you see divergence between sectors, they ground each other, and that creates very little momentum, and that's not good for us. Bank of America. I kind of just explained my opinion on financials for today. I'm not seeing strong financials today. I'm not seeing weakness. I'm not seeing any major downside. I still think these stocks are good swing trades, but I'm not seeing strong momentum coming into financials, which is why I liquidated them yesterday. Uh, and I explained this to you yesterday morning, David. I talked about this yesterday. All right. Tesla's nosediving. Let's take a look. Nosediving. I don't know about nosediving, but looks like it's starting to turn here. I already told you my opinion on Tesla. Gap to green. My next gap to green candidate. You should wait and see how it's doing for the next couple of hours. And you should see if the Dow starts heating up or cooling off. I don't think the market's going to be bearish. And I think that blue chips will stay firm because of technology. But I don't think that's where the money is going to be going next few days because of earnings. And I explained that to you guys yesterday. I wanted to make sure you guys understood that yesterday. Okay. Sectors. Let's talk about sectors. This market started going up yesterday. How much did the market go? Are we out of whack yet? Let's see. Oh, my dogs are barking up a storm right now. I'm so glad that you guys can't hear it well. Thank you so much, Carlos. Very, very nice of you. Yeah, David, I talked about it yesterday 3 times, and Angie even asked me about it again because she wasn't clear on what I was saying, and I repeated it yesterday to confirm that she understood what I was saying. I talked about it several times yesterday. I did. Folks here will tell you that I did. They did. They will tell you that I did. I wouldn't miss something so important. I made a big deal out of it yesterday because several people asked me about it. So I did. I talked about it yesterday. Okay. So how are sectors looking? Well, Bitcoin, flight to quality. A lot of folks like to put their money in Bitcoin when they see the market is starting to kind of, come undone. You still have blue chips leading: utilities, financial, consumer staple, retail, home builders, healthcare, the Dow. This looks okay. But then you hear a problem right here. Russell and mid caps, they belong lower, but they're together. That's good. Look at communication. It's coming closer and closer. Look at yesterday where communication was. And all of this, where you had consumer discretionary, you had real estate here, S&P, home builders. Look today. We're getting closer. Communication is coming closer to our area. If the S&P was up here and communication was up here, we would have all our technology and our speculative stocks on the map. So there's only one thing that's holding all of our, actually, no, that's wrong. I made a mistake. Materials, basic materials needs to leave here, and S&P needs to come up. If industrial and basic material picked up just a hair, it would push the S&P here and communications down here. But look, semiconductors, technology, QQQ, consumer discretionary, communications, they're close. Blue chips, speculative. It's not a salad. Yeah, more, yes, yes, definitely more whack on order. Exactly. They're not like, it's not a salad. You don't see consumer discretionary here next to utilities. You don't see semiconductors next to healthcare. That's gone, right? Most of them, for the most part, they're, take out basic materials and industrial and put them up here, which would take the S&P and put it up here by default. And then you've got communication right here, and then you've got 4 or 5 sectors completely in line. So they're a lot more in line than they were before. All right, let's talk about stocks. And by the way, a lot more stocks popping up on the upside versus the downside. So let's go through that right now. Hopefully you guys are getting value out of this. Yeah, Tesla is 11%. I would expect it open up about 10% up, 10% up, but I'm expecting it to break down this level right here. Also, you see this chart? Well, anyways, I'll show you on when I get to the office later today, 10. I'll show you how it looks on TC 2000. This line is drawn a little bit differently, so you can get a better aspect of it. But nothing changes in my analysis. I think gap up and then coming right back down. The fact that it can't hold momentum and it's not on the high from yesterday is also not a really good point. But again, that's Tesla. All right, let's do the long side, and then we'll talk about short side. Delta. I'm a little surprised, but in a good way. But airlines are still above the 8-day EMA. Typically, you want stocks above the 8-day EMA. Funds and algos like to buy stuff that's above the 8-day EMA. Okay. C Limited. This was my number one stock about 5 years ago. Uh, it went crazy and it's still moving up. One energy stock that I'm really liking today in the VIP room, I'm going to give you three energy stocks that I'm liking. But I like energy. I like this energy stocks. It's outperforming most other. There's three energy stocks that are doing really great right now. This is one of them. GPC. Good, Dr. Serena. Remember I told you this stock, it's defending this gap really well. Volume is still better than average. It's got a pretty good upside. This looks really good. It's a utility stock. There's been a lot of talk about this stock last couple of weeks. Copang still looks pretty good. How many times have I brought this stock up to our list in the last month? Had earnings, I believe. Did really well. I would wait today, but if it has follow through, definitely a stock you want to add to your list. Don't trade the stocks on earnings days, though. AR. Earnings are great to trade the next day, the following day, follow through. This stock looks fantastic. Natural resources are starting to come up again, which is great. Hasbro, told you about this stock just a few days ago. It also had earnings. And tell me it ain't so. Tell me I didn't give you this stock. I did. I did. Texas Roadhouse, I gave you this stock. Still bullish. I missed their restaurant on the way back from Las Vegas. We would used to stop. They would have peanuts that you could throw on the floor. It was I wish they had one around here. I wonder if they do. And their sweet baked potato, their yams, their sweet potato was so good, loaded. Makes me hungry. Texas Roadhouse. You guys never hear me talk about food, right? I'm not a big eater, but I like Texas Roadhouse. I like the stock. I really do. All right, let's now talk about the short side, okay? No, wrong stock. Sorry, wrong stock. Wrong stock. Here we go. Breaking down. Not much holding it here. Not a great company. Yeah, yesterday in the VIP room. Yeah, I did. I repeat them all the time. If I still like it, why not? Look at this breakdown. Nice. The longer I repeat a stock, Greg, that means the more right I'm on that stock. Oh, good, 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 good. Too bad I don't have them here. I'm going to look them up. I bet you we have one near Jacksonville somewhere. This stock does not have a lot of correlation to the U.S. stock market. I'll be looking at that stock today, actually. Um, this stock looks like it didn't do nearly as well as I was hoping it would do. Got some more room to the 200-day moving average here, and it had earnings yesterday, I believe, which means today's a follow through day. Um, Definitely a lot more shorts popping up on my radar than a few days ago. This one's got till the 200-day moving average here. There you go, Ralph. Uh, Calix. Oh, what a stinker, right? What a stinker. Talked about that stock yesterday, I believe, maybe day before. Ooh, still going down. Look at that. Almost every in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how many up days did it have? Hardly any. That's the kind of stock you want. You want stocks that have been going down for a while, not stocks that just started going down. Nari, what a stinker. And volume is picking up here. Look at that. Talked about this stock several times, rested for a few days. Now it looks like it's ready to go down again. Oh, cool. I'll check it out. Thank you, Angie. I'll check it out. I don't travel too much in Jacksonville. I stay here in Ponte Vedra Beach, but Jacksonville's only about 20 minutes away. I should be ashamed of myself. I've lived here for 6 years and I barely know the city. Not a good look. Uh, Beam right here, breaking down. Yeah, but you can't, Moondog. VWAP is only an intraday indicator. The stock just had earnings. VWAP is not very effective. Moondog, there's a big difference between price. Listen to what I'm about to say, folks. There's a huge difference between what something is costs right now and the value of it. One of the things that I'll be teaching you over the next 6 months is how to determine the difference between price and value. Right now, what you're seeing on Tesla is its price, but you don't really have a really good understanding of its value. Once you do, you'll be able to trade more confidently because you'll be able to see the difference between price and value. But you can't determine the value of something on a day after earnings when price is doing this. That's exactly equivalent to the example that I was giving you guys yesterday. Remember, I gave you in the morning yesterday examples with the housing market. Let's say I want to buy a house and I'm looking at comps and one costs 400,000, the next one costs 1 million, the next one costs 600,000, the next one costs 800,000, all next to each other. How do I find out what its value is? Not what its cost, what its value is. Another one is when you imagine all the houses in my area are all 1 million, 1,000,000, 10,000, 1,000,000, 20,000, 1 million, then I'll be able to get a value. When something is moving that fast, like Tesla is right now, it's impossible to figure out its true value. The purpose of the VWAP is to figure out true value of something on an intraday basis. When you have earnings, it's impossible to do so. So the long story, yes, Cam, you're right. Market profile, which VWAP is part of. So you can't figure out the value of Tesla, so your VWAP becomes completely useless on the day of earnings because the value is fluctuating way too fast. Sorry if I kind of went through that, but think about what I said yesterday about the housing market and determining value versus price. How effective is value when it's moving 10, 15, 20% in a minute? It's not. So, FYI. Here's another short stock. And I gave that yesterday. I gave you an example in a hypothetical yesterday in the room yesterday, in this room yesterday. Capri. Now, how many times have I given you this stock in the last 6 months? How many, or 3 months? How many times? Maybe 20 times? Nothing changed. Nothing changed, right? There you go, Moondog. Thank you, Jim. XP, another stock. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Still going down. And the more it's going down, the better. And what did it do when the market tried to rally? Nothing. That's good. Let me give you a good tip before I send you guys on your way. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a really good tip. Whenever you're looking to buy a stock, look at the last 5 trading days on that stock and compare it to the stock market. So let's say I wanted to sell this stock. Okay. Let's say I want to short this stock. Let me go to the S&P 500. It's just driving the market even higher. Look, 145 now is 100. So the reports must have been pretty good today. Durable goods. Better than expected. Slightly less. Core capital goods. Not bad. Not bad. Nothing that would drive the market off. So listen to me here. Listen to me here, okay? Look at the SPY. Look at the last 5 days on the SPY. There's a lesson here. Watch this. I'm going to show you something right now. I do this every time I do a trade. What did the SPY do the last 5 days? It had a down day, and 3 up days, right? What did this stock do the last 5 days? Neutral day, down day, and down day. It completely said FU to the SPY. Excuse my language, right? It completely said, look, down, up, up. What does this do? Flat, down, down. Always do that. And if you don't see a complete, if you're going long, you want to see it outperform whatever the SPY did. So if we're going to go long, I'd want to see two strong days right here because it's already going up here, so you can't really measure anything. But on the way down, what did it do the last 5 days? The last 5 days, it went down and then up. This stock, when the S&P went up, what did it do? It didn't do anything. It went flat. And then it went down the last 3 days while the S&P's gone up the last 3 days. That's the kind of stock you want to sell short. So before you make a move on a stock, just go back to the S&P and look at the last 5 days and look at the stock the last 5 days. If you're going long, you want the stock to kill the SPY in the last 5 days. If you're going short, you want the stock to destroy the SPY in the last 5 days. You may want to rewind what I just said and listen to it a few times. I just gave you some wildly useful information. What do you mean, Roger? You're just talking about 5 day, last five. Yes, trust me. 90% of traders don't do that analysis before putting on a trade. And then they get surprised when the stock goes against them because the market goes against them versus the market holding steady while the stock is going against them. Big, 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 big difference. Big, big difference. Let me give you a real example. Remember 5? Remember this stock 5 that I gave you? What is 5 still doing? What's 5 been doing for the last month and a half? What was the stock doing when the market was going up 2 days ago? It was going down. This was a pit trade. We took profit on it. And what happened after we got out of it? It still dropped $1.50. Why? Because I looked at the last 5 days on this stock, and when the SPY was going up here, this stock was going down. Look at the last 5 days on any stock that you want to buy, and look at the last 5 days of any stock you want to sell, and compare it to the SPY. Now, if you have the Pro Trader dashboard, it does it for you. We have a 5 and a 10 day on the daily. We have a 5 and a 10 day look back period. So the green would tell you immediately. But if you don't have the Pro Trader dashboard, which I highly recommend all of you get, if you look at the daily and if you see green, that means it's been outperforming the SPY in the last few days. If you see it red, that means it's been underperforming. So you don't have to do this analysis if you have the Pro Trader dashboard. You could just look at the daily tab on your screen and it'll tell you instantly. But if you don't have the Pro Trader dashboard, please listen to what I'm telling you right now. And I will see you guys in my VIP room at noon. And I will see you in my class where I'll give you a meta trade. And I'll give you another trade that I talked about yesterday. I'll even give you another bonus one. And we'll do that today. And we'll do that today at 10 a.m. Okay? I will see you guys a little later. Have a fantastic day. Bye, everybody. If there's something that I missed, feel free to email me at roger@rogerscott.com. This before it's pure gold. Advice, 5-day SPY for direction on your trade. Yes. Not direction, for strength of your trade. I'm hoping you're going to figure out the direction based on the longer term chart, Adam. But I'm hoping that to decide whether you want to trade that stock, not whether you want to trade it right now, is look at the last 5 days. Bye, guys. Have a great day.